Well, hello. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are all doing wonderful and having a great Thursday, because I am. It's been a few weeks since I've been on here, so I apologize. There's been a lot that's been going on. Ultimately, I'll go ahead and start with my weigh-in results, since I know most of you are here to kind of hear about that, but then also I'll give you a personal update that kind of explains my absence. And so let's get into it. My weigh-in results from a couple weeks ago was that I was up 3.6 pounds. And then last week, Thursday, I had a weigh-in and I was down 2 pounds. And now today is weigh-in and I'm 0. No gains, no losses. But that's bound to happen, right? We fluctuate in life. And I don't really look at anything specific other than recently I've been having a bunch of craving for sugar, and I've been giving into it, and I've been eating a lot more snacks. And I think there's a lot of like stress that's kind of built up in my personal life, outside of normal stress, that kind of contributes to that. So I'm working on trying to stay in check, be mindful, and watching what I'm putting in my mouth. And then on the other side of things, like, it's always a constant battle to try to pick the right foods to eat. Most recently, so here's the big update. Here's the grand news. A while ago, I want to say over a month ago, my husband and I, we knew that our lease in our rental home right now is going to be up at the end of April. And so we've just been casually looking at homes, other rental homes that are coming up for rent in the near future. And why we're choosing to rent, that's a whole nother story, a whole nother topic to kind of get into another time. But for us right now, renting is what works for us. And we really like it. And we also, part of it is that we like to, I was going to say, it so rudely fell. Part of it is that we like to just kind of have a different scenery, I guess. Don't fall. Oh, I thought I was going to fall. The other part of it is just that, anyways, it's just time for us to move. My husband, this was around that time frame when I was making my my board, my goals, and speaking into existence what the things that I wanted for my life. And so as my husband was watching me make that board, he was seeing some of the things that were priorities for me. And one of them was to have a home that I was proud of, one that I could display my furnishings that I have, and then also a home that was big enough that met our needs and that allowed me to be able to entertain. Ultimately, I'm an outgoing gal. I love to have gatherings with people, and I wanted to be able to have a home where I could encourage and invite people over to entertain and have gatherings. And it's been at least 3 to 5 years since we've been in a position to be able to do that. Or for me personally, to be able to invite people into my home. So my husband found a house that was for rent, and it was currently on the market. It's vacant, and the owner put it up for rent. And so my husband reached out to the rental company, the realtor company who's managing the property for the owner, and just kind of got some information on it. So at the time, I thought like this would be a long stretch. One, that the house would ever be still available by the time our lease was up, which is at the end of April. And two, that our current landlord would even allow us to break our lease. And three, all the different things that have to fall into place, like having someone, if we broke our lease early, would there be somebody that could move into our home, that would be willing to rent it? So many pieces to fall into place. I was praying. I thought, if this is our opportunity to rent a home that fits our needs and all my wants, then I just asked the Lord to kind of help pave the way and make the process go the way according to plan that it should, instead of being roadblocks and barriers all the time. and things just started falling into place. So we got in contact with the realtor company, like I told you about. The realtor company said, yes, it's currently vacant. They're looking for either short-term leases or long-term leases, but that the owner is looking to get it filled pretty quick. She told us that if by February 1st, that there weren't any interested people to rent it short-term, then she would come back to us, allow us to put a deposit down, and rent it out to us on a more long-term basis. And so, again, it was a waiting game all the way up until February 1st. We contacted the realtor company again around February 1st, and she said, yes, it's a go. Come on in and put down your deposit for this house. And the soonest you could move in would be March 1st. So we were like, what? Again, our lease in our current home is up at the end of April. So then we, of course, don't want to pay rent double for 2 months. So my husband, it was his job to be tasked with talking to our current landlord and finding out a plan of how we could make this work. Would they let us out of our lease? Which, no, he didn't let us out of our lease, but he did say that if we could get the home, if we could get a new renter in there earlier, then he would break the lease early. So then my husband was like, amazing. He went to the Facebook marketplace. He put our home up to advertise that it was for rent there. And within the first day, he had 40 different individual people interested in coming to look at the house. So the landlord said it was okay that we start showing the house. And then we had 8 showings within 2 days. That was earlier this week. And then yesterday evening, our landlord got back to us and said, it's good. It's good to go. We've got a renter come March 1st. Feel free to take the listing down. Thank you for all of your hard work. We appreciate alleviating some of that work off of our shoulders, and good luck to you. So my husband and I are just so over the moon to know that within a few short weeks, we're going to be able to move into this home. I'm going to go ahead and add a clip of the house in its most rawest form after I'm done talking here, and you'll get to see a little sneak peek of the different rooms inside of this home, but it's so beautiful. And so what we're waiting on now is for the realtor company to set up a date that a professional cleaner can come in and clean the house top to bottom. But we're looking to see if we can even move in a little earlier than the 1st of March. So we're still praying that everything turns out well and keeps going in the direction that we want it to. But this is really great news for us. We're really over the moon excited about it. So that's kind of been what's been going on in my life right now. A lot of kind of stress that goes along with that, because you got to make your house beautiful and perfect to show for these strangers who are coming through your house. We rented a storage garage to get a lot of our own personal belongings out of the house so that it would look attractive to a prospective renter. And so my back hurts now from all of the moving and sorting and decluttering and constant work on this house. But it all paid off in the end. So we're so excited. So there has been some poor food choices. I had so many meals planned this week, specifically, like one of them was going to be meatball subs. I made these tachos. It was a Pioneer Woman recipe. They're so tasty. And so there's just been a lot of things that have been put on hold. We've been going out to eat because we haven't been able to be home to cook, and we don't want to smell up the house with food. We want it to smell entertaining and inviting for the next person. And so, long story short, and it's my Shark Week. So there's been a lot of things that have contributed to me personally in my life, which helps to fluctuate my weight, but that I've not been able to work on staying on target and on task with my weight loss. So after things settle down, I'm sure there'll be no problem with me jumping back into that. So without further ado, I appreciate all of you hanging in there and watching this video and hearing about our update and our personal story. I'll go ahead and insert the clip of the house, and yeah, can't wait to show you more once we get it furnished and we're officially moved in. P.S. Our dog loves it. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Take care.